Welcome to Networking Squared with Jerry O and Al Crawford. Grab your coffee, hang out for an hour, and learn from their business experts. Now, here are your business squares, Jerry and Al.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry O. Welcome to the Ozone. Mr. Crawford over there in Crawford's Corner. Why don't you say good morning to everybody, Al?
Good morning. Woo-wee. It's a great Saturday morning, Jerry.
A little foggy out there. Been foggy for a week, so now you all know how, now the rest of the world knows how I live. So out there living in the fog.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was like, are we in London or where the heck are we the last couple of days?
I've been working outdoors the last couple of days. It's been a lot of fun, and I just, being over by the lake, the fog never went away, so I felt like I was in a constant sci-fi movie.
Fun stuff, Jer.
It is fun stuff. Want to welcome everybody to Networking Squared, Saturday morning, and it'll probably be morning for the entire show, so I just need to get used to saying morning instead of afternoon, but that's what happens when you wake up bright and early.
Yeah, it's usually morning till noon, Jer.
That's what I heard. That's what our producer or our the guy on the other side of the glass always has to remind me that it is still morning. And we are on WDTK. We're looking for some callers this morning. It's going to be Jerry and Al in the house. We're going to talk a lot about networking, some skills about networking, and some skills also with our smartphones. I'm going to give out the number. It's 800-923-9385. You can give us a call here in the studio. We want to take your calls, join in on the conversation. We're going to do lots of conversation today. And what else you got, Al?
Well, I think that, again, we do want people calling in today. We can't do the show without you, and it's something where we are the experts in networking. If there's a question you have, something you want to share with us, want an opinion, please feel free to call us. We want to take your calls.
Okay, you can send some questions in if you would like. If you're on Facebook, you can do it through Networking Squared. I've got the Networking Squared site up right now, so if there's any comments, please let us know, or get on Jerry Olson on Facebook. You can send that over. I've also got that pulled up. And if you've got some of those, and you can text us, for those of you that have our numbers, text us or email us. And what else we got?
Well, I think we got a lot of show to go through, Jerry. I say let's jump into it right now, bud.
Okay. Want to do a couple of thank yous. For Al and I did some guest bartending on Wednesday night for cystic fibrosis. We raised a ton of money. It was very interesting seeing Al Crawford trying to make drinks, things he doesn't have a clue.
Yeah, that was pretty wrong. There were some people that were very, very happy with the quantities of alcohol I was putting in their glasses.
I'm sure they were very happy. Also, I got to pour some beer. I don't know how to do that, and I didn't know there were different glasses for different beers. So I'm not a beer drinker, so I'm more of a alcohol guy, but it all worked out.
It was fun, and actually we raised $800 in 3 hours, and it was for cystic fibrosis. So it helps out Becky and the foundation that she supports, and it was a great evening. It was a lot of fun, and anybody out there that was listening, thanks a lot for being there. It was a lot of fun that night.
Yeah, we had a little 12-year-old Carly that was hanging out there, and she helped us do some of the 50-50. It was just a great night. It was a great thing for us to be able to meet Carly, and she has cystic fibrosis. So we are always here to give. And in your networking and in your business, you should always be looking to give, because networking is giving first.
Absolutely. Givers get. The more that you give, the more you're going to get back in return. And that's really where we want to start today's show. We want to talk about those basics, and we want to talk about why network and what's involved in networking and some of the misnomers of what networking's about. So let's go, Jer.
Well, I've had some people that are brand new, and even with Local Business Network, which we are both a part of, we have people brand new to networking. They just want us to help teach. And I think that most of us that have been in a while just assume that everybody knows how, and it's not true. There are lots of things to learn on how to network.
Correct. And I think let's start with the basics, Jerry. Let's talk about, so you've decided to go to a networking function for whatever reason. You've made that decision. You're going to go for the first time, and now you're in this whole big group of people talking to everybody, and you don't know what the heck to do. How do you start?
I think that when you get there, you think maybe everybody's all business and you can't break into the group and you're thinking that maybe they're all arrogant or it's not true. They're all in the same boat that you are.
Absolutely. Everybody is there for the same purpose. That's the beauty of networking, is that everybody's there to learn about everybody else. That's the reason that you're there. It's not about to see how many business cards you can hand out. It's about looking for somebody that you may or may not want to do business with.
Had a story of Thursday night. We had a networking event out at the Vineyards. Was on Northwestern Highway. It was certainly a lot of fun. Some great food. If you're looking for a great deli to check out the Vineyards on Northwestern Highway. We had a networking event there. I had a friend, Darlene, from Skate World of Troy. She walked in and said, I'm kind of scared. I'm not even sure what to do. Very apprehensive. And by the end of the night, she made about a good 8 contacts. She was relaxed. She said everybody was so friendly. They all wanted to help if I had any questions. That's really what it's about. So go with an open mind, but also go prepared. One of the things that I suggested was bring some business cards, bring some pencils. If you have some promotional items, bring some promotional items. There's nothing easier, no easier icebreaker than giving somebody something.
Right. You can do that. But the one thing that I always think, Jerry, and you know that I really pride myself on this, is that I think that a business card is something that should be earned. I don't think it's something that should just be thrown around. And I think that the way I look at it with any type of networking thing that you do, you have to go in with a plan to say, what business cards can I gather? If I'm gathering business cards and I'm talking to people, what I want to be able to do is have some sort of a system, whether you're making a mark on the card, whether you're folding the card, whatever it is. When you're having that conversation and you're making a determination that, do I want to do some business with this person? Would I like to know more about that person? You may gather 25 business cards in an evening, but there may be 3 or 4 people that you actually want to do business with. So instead of having to go through those 25 cards, have a system in place that you're going to be able to gather and be able to follow up with the ones that you have specifically in mind.
When I go, I always like wearing a suit. People go, why do you like networking with a suit? I'm going, it's the pockets, dude. I need the pockets because I have to have my business cards in one pocket. I have to have the business cards that I think that I'm going to work with in another pocket, and the other business cards where I think, well, there really isn't all that much going on, but I will follow up at some point in a third pocket. So I know what I want to do. I have a plan. I'm making notes. I make a couple of notes, and I move on to the next person.
Right. And the one thing that I can say that bar none is never, ever, ever try to sell at a networking.
Isn't that funny? When we talk to networking or people are getting involved in networking, they just assume you're going to walk in and you're going to beat everybody up with what you're trying to sell them. Do not sell at a networking event. You're going in as a person. Be that person. Be honest. Be approachable. And then make your follow-up calls. That's where you can work on who you are and teach them what you do. If you're networking the right way, you're going to show other people what you do, and they're going to do your selling for you.
And a lot of it is also about keeping eye contact with people, smiling, being positive. And what people will tend to do is if there's somebody that they know or somebody that they recognize, they may tend to stay with that person and kind of isolate themselves. What you can do in that scenario is that the two of you can actually approach someone and you can have a conversation with them. Again, the whole point of any kind of a networking opportunity is simply to determine, do you want to have another conversation with that person? Do you want to have a meeting with that person again? That is the number one key. Another thing that I wanted to talk about briefly, Jerry, is alcohol in networking.
I'm all for it. Maybe you shouldn't do too much alcohol when you're networking because you should be on your game. And it is not a place for you to go and have a blast. It's a business.
Right. And I think that, again, restraint is always encouraged, but never, ever exceed your normal capacity, because you will not only limit your abilities, but you're going to really damage your reputation with a lot of people if you're sloshed at some kind of a networking organization or some kind of a networking event. So you got to be really, really careful. I've had some crazy experiences at those types of things, and those are people I would never, ever refer or recommend.
Always be a professional no matter where you're at. Well, I have a question for you, Al. For people that are listening to us talk about networking, why networking? I mean, Why waste my time? Why do I have to go out at night? Why can't I just go home? Why can't business be like it used to be? And why are you pushing me to network all the time?
Well, I think that we have to look at things. Things have changed. What used to work, the way things used to be, aren't anymore. And I think that if you have a job or if a part of your responsibility is about generating new business, you have some choices. You can cold call. So you can make a ton of calls, 50, 60, 70 calls a day, and you may or may not get somebody to respond to you. You can go door to door. That's always fun. Just wander through some buildings and knock on doors and go through that the evil gatekeeper. And good luck with trying to get through that. Or you can find people that want to help you. And that's really what networking's about. It's about relationships and finding people that that know who your customer is, and they want to put that relationship together for you.
Well, I've seen a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people think it's a waste of time. Why should they have to be out working and when they can go home? And why do I have to network? And it's boring, and I don't really get it. How do we get them to be comfortable, Al?
Well, I think that we're going to have to do that in our next segment. I'm hearing that music, Jer.
You know what? I love that kind of music. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about how to make that catch and being prepared for your catch. We are Networking Squared, Al Crawford and Jerry O.
It's out of here.